Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Friday, February the 10th, 2023. Today we are pulling from the Disney Alice in Wonderland tarot cards. So we have mystery. The mystery. This is the magician. I feel like it's having an experience, but look at the grin on Treasure Cat's face. That's one thing I love about, like, I know winter, this it's darker nights, but you know what I mean, like longer periods of darkness. But it's just like, I don't know. It just seems like it's a deeper darkness. Like the sky just seems that much more darker. I don't know if it's just, I don't know, but it's just like the moon is just so bright. It's just, even when it's like a sickle or anything like that, it just, I don't know, it just beams differently. But I love seeing that Treasure Cat smile in this guy. But with this, I feel like it's like we have the experience, and I feel like karma comes into play. Like someone today was like talking about the past, and it was just like, you know, how they screwed someone over to get what, because they, oh, I'm going to go do this because they were very selfish, and it all blew up in their face. And I'm just like, well, what do you want? You know what I mean? I'm like, it's one way or another. When you do people dirty, you're building up karmic debt. And when it blows up in your face, you can't complain. Like, you know what I mean? You can't sit there and be like, oh, poor me. And it's like, no, it wasn't poor you. You knew exactly what you're doing. You have to be very mindful of what you're doing. The universe is always watching. They don't take time off. We go over to the Five of Spears. And I feel like with this, it's end of conflict. I feel like conflict with ourselves, especially going to, this is the suspension, the hanged person. You know what I mean? But they're looking at themselves in the mirror. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's like we're finally stepping into our fire self, seeing ourselves for who we are. You know what I mean? Because like, even myself, even after Shane passed, even after everything we've been through, like with when I was training and they were doing the renovations for the windows, I'm like, uncle, I was burnt out. Like, we were finished at like 6:30, but it's like I would rest for an hour, get schooling done with the kids, and it's like I had to do something else in the house. Like that, like the stuff in my room sat in the hallway for a bit because I was just burnt out. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like on Shabbat, you can't do work. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it took me a bit to put myself back, but it was just like, oh my gosh, like that was a lot. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, he was just like, I could finish your stuff today because the other ladies aren't letting me in the units because we live in a triplex. And I was just like, yeah, let me help you, help me. Like, what do I need to move? What do I need to do? I'm like, I'll get it done, And they got ours done. I was just like, I was like, the quicker you can get the hell out of my house, the happier I'll be. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was just, it's just like, I feel like it's not even like an ego trip. I feel like this is just waking up to who you are, and it's unfortunate sometimes we gotta wait till our 40s to realize that, but you know what I mean? I feel like you're waking up to something different in life. I feel like you need to get to a certain point in your life before these other blessings come in, because it's like, you need to know who you are and how the world sees you, how they've always seen you. And now you see yourself as that, and it's just like now you're with the confidence. It's like you're able to handle the other things on the other side of things. We'll see what happens. Five of Cups in reverse. We're getting over, separation, depression, from a separation, divorce, bereavement, and it's just like, like they said to me, it's like I'll always have 10% of it. They always remind me of Kate from This Is Us, and it's like, every Super Bowl weekend she would sit there, she would make that lasagna, she would eat the lasagna, and her husband would just leave her alone because he's like, I know she needs that time to herself. I know that, no matter what I say to her, I cannot console her. So, you know what? Just leave her alone. Just let her feel her feelings. And, that's very noble. I feel like that's where it's like, if you're, even Ed had said this in our support group. He's like, if, the only ones that would understand is someone that's gone through such a loss where you have to restart life, and it's just like a divorced person or someone that's gone through what you've gone through would really truly understand, or someone that just gets it. You know what I mean? There are some fantastic, wonderful people. I have no idea at their young age or how they know this wisdom. I pray they haven't gone through it. I don't think they have, but it's just like, they just get it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, wow. Like the fact that you're at that age, at such a young age in life, and you know all that, and you know who you are and what you're capable of, it's just like, damn, like, it's like you have such a future ahead of you. You know what I mean? Because you know exactly who you are, and you know what I mean? Like, you don't even care. Stepping into the King of Flowers, I think it's a wand, but it's just like spears with swords, I guess. But spears to me is wands. I don't know. But I feel like standing side by side. You know when you see like lion and lioness pictures, like the lion is just a little bit higher than the lioness. You know what I mean? And I feel they were showing like Pride Rock, so it's like, you know what I mean, like where he was, he was stepping in. There's, I believe, was Mufasa. I don't think it was Simba, but it's just like him stepping up there, and it's like, stepping really into who he is, and now it's like he's kind of complete because now he knows what it feels to be like a father. You know what I mean? So I feel like in that kind of sense, this, energy comes into your life. And I feel like, supported. You know what I mean? Then we go to the Emperor, and I laughed when I got this card because it's like, we see the hearts on there. And like, I've told you guys, like, Shay passed from a heart attack. Like, no, he had no heart issues. This man had no health issues, fit as a fiddle. Like, he would walk 40 minutes a day. It's like, what the heck? But he did smoke. But it's just, you know what I mean? There's other factors. But it's just like, literally, I went to the pharmacy to pick up my prescription for my throat infection. And they were like, you want to donate to the Heart and Stroke Foundation? And it's something we always donate to. Always been something that's been a part of our family. Like, like grandparents or, other family members. But it's just like, I'm like, yeah, because I've been donating to this one and that one. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And it's just like, it was just funny because they're like, whose names do you want to do it on behalf of? So they put their names on there and they're, I guess, going to stick it around the store or something, but I was just like, when I saw that, I was just like, oh my gosh. But I feel like you are the Emperor. You know what I mean? I feel like it's bracing your fireside. I feel like it's like, you know what I mean? Like, we always feel like the masculine, like, when we get these stereotypical, like, the man, brings home the bacon and the little lady cooks it, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's like, yeah, but you can do it yourself. You can go and get that bacon yourself and cook it up and it's fine. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's like, again, bravery, courage, strength, resilience, leaving behind all fear, worry, and doubt. I feel like, again, where, the universe, I don't think I even posted it today. It's just, it's been a crazy week, but it's like, sitting there and stepping in and saying, like, the universe always has my back. Yahweh, Yeshua. I know, like, without a shadow of a doubt, like, there was, like, honestly, it was just, like, no idea. I know why. But you know what I mean? Like, I always had a close relationship, but, for the fact that, everything turned out the way that it did, like, yeah, it hasn't always been easy. Well, busy, I like being busy. But it's just, like, it turned out. And I am so incredibly, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was mentioning that yesterday. I was like, someone I haven't, like, I think about her here and there, but it's just, like, the fact of what I, like, with the crying and everything, and I'm like, I can only imagine how she felt, And it's just, like, just reached out to her just to check in on her. So we have mystery. Advises you not to take anything at face value. So we're getting this again. Don't take anything at face value. Dig deeper and use your intuition to discover what's really going on under the surface. You know what I mean? So that's back to back we begin that. So something's going on that we're not sure of. Take time to consider situations from a new perspective. So the fact that we got, whatever was restraining us is no longer restraining us. You may discover the challenges you were perceiving aren't even truly there at all. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that fear, like when I talk about moving, it's just like, like my heart broke. Me and my mom, when we were going shopping last week, and it's just like to hear them pleading with the town that we live by to take in this Ukrainian family. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you brought, like, obviously they needed to leave where they were, but I'm like, you bring them to a whole new country, you bring them to this remote town, and you have nowhere for them to live. Like, I'm sure they're in a hotel or something right now, but it's just like, ugh. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys need to get your poop together, you know? You guys should have sat there, and there's so, like, I kid you not, so many places, like houses sitting empty. And it's like, why don't you guys sit there and freaking turn it around? You know what I mean? And sit there and give them the house. It's like, you know, it's just sitting there anyway. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I feel like there's needs to be more thought, you know what I mean, and calculation before you sit there and bring someone somewhere. And it's just like, you know what I mean? I can only imagine how they feel. Like, you know, having to leave everything behind. And I obviously, I understand they would never have left there if it wasn't for what was going on. But it's just like, to leave, like, you know, I'm not going to even compare what we went through with, you know, Shane passing compared to what they went through. But it's like, you know, and to sit there and be like, you know, having people, you know, they're asking to the town, you know, to sit there and open their homes to other people. It's just like, you know, hopefully some landlord has a place that's sitting there and it's like, hey, you know what? They need a place to live. Come live here, you know? Like, do something. So the 5 of Spears suggests that it's a time for a truce. Conflicts can't last forever. Sometimes the only sensible thing to do is to shake hands with your opponent, agree to let bygones be bygones, and move on. Yeah, I understand that, but you know what I mean? Like, they're showing one thing, and I'm like, you know what? Kicking me down when I was low is like, I can never forgive that. Like, unnecessarily harming people, saying things, and I used to say, oh, it's because what's going on. You know, it's just, you know, they're upset or whatever, but it's just like, no, it carried on and on and on. So it's just like, you know what? I can't let bygones be bygones. You know what I mean? Like, I don't sit there up at night and plot, you know what I mean? Or anything like that, but it's just like, no. I just don't give it my energy anymore. Depends on the situation. So, suspension in reverse. You're feeling overwhelmed and unsure of which path to take. Reverse suspension suggests indecision and delays. Don't overthink things now, because there are forces influencing this situation that are out of your hands. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, with myself, it's just like, you know, logically, it would make sense to stay here because of everything that's going on in the environment. But you know what I mean? I don't want to put ourselves in a worse situation. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I get where it's just like, you know, you know what I mean? Don't let things stand in your way. You know, like, put things out there. And I definitely am going to. But I'm not going to force it. Sometimes you just have to surrender control, take a leap of faith, and let the cards fall where they will. And it's like the situation right now that happened this week, and I'm like, you know what? You know, I have a throat infection. So I'm going to sit there, take my medication, rest and rejuvenate. There's a reason for it. You know, Spirit sees that I ain't taking no sick days. So they're like, you know what? Here you go. So it's like, okay. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, you got to do what you got to do, you know? If I would never sit there and do it, though, to a detriment to myself. You know what I mean? Like, if I could not, you know, do it, I wouldn't do it. And they know that. Last year I was under the weather, and my voice was worse than this, and I still went to work. So 5 of Cups in reverse indicates personal remorse. You're feeling regretful about something that happened in the past. Don't allow regret to consume you. Fix things and make amends for the best of your ability. Forgive yourself and then let go of those heavy feelings. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, especially like when you come of age and your moral compass kicks in, and it's just like, yeah, maybe you weren't raised the best, but that's not an excuse. It's just like, you know, you wish you didn't say things or do things, or, you know what I mean? Like, better guidance, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, you know, just do better as you are now. Like, with my children, it's like, I raise them better than that. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I let them express themselves, you know, and I'm like, as long as you're not offending other people, I don't mind. You know what I mean? And they're mindful of that, you know what I mean? Because their dad would be the same way. It's like, no, you know, that's offensive. But it's like other things. It's just like, I understand kids are going to be kids. That's part of life. But, you know, holding them accountability, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we don't talk like that. You don't behave like that, you know what I mean? So the King of Flowers is known for his loud personality, visionary nature. He just doesn't sound off orders, though. The King of Flowers knows that he doesn't have all the answers himself, and willingness seeks input from others before making up his mind. Creativity and collaboration will help you manifest your goals and your dreams. So I feel like something that's coming in here will be a collaboration with someone. Makes sense with the Two of Cups. And I feel like that's what's going to step you forward. And what they were showing me is a couple of times when I collaborated with other healers, there was 4 of us at one time, and it's just like opening all of our audiences to each other. You know what I mean? And it's just like, coming into who we are. Doing a fellow reading with someone else. Crazy enough, we got the same card. I remember that so potently. And we got cards for... we were doing reading for one person. We both got the same card, and she's across the sea, like she's across the ocean. You know what I mean? Like on the other side of the world. You know what I mean? And it's just like the fact that we pulled the same card for the same person was crazy. I thought that was really cool. But you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like collaboration in that way, and I feel like you will collaborate with someone that's gonna, you know what I mean, just open you up. I feel like it's like the next level. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's where the universe is taking you. This is where your manifestations come in. I feel like this is why they're saying embrace your fire side. Where it's like your fear is like flee, forget it. No, stop. It's like you need to put on a brave face and move forward for this. So the King of Hearts is a gentle leader who often tries to pursue his hot-tempered wife. Though this not be tempering to losing your temper, the Emperor reminds you of the importance of resistance. Now is not the time now is the time to resist acting impulsively. So we were talking about that when it comes to finances, like acting impulsively. I don't feel like it's impulsive buys. I feel like it's stuff that we wanted. You know what I mean? And it's just like waiting. Like the first time it came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. You know what I mean? Because it didn't make sense. It's like, why am I going to pay for shipping when, I could just wait till it comes to this place and then I won't have to pay shipping. So it did, like, I kid you not, like a week later, like this week it came out. And I was watching the timer and I'm just like, then what happened with my job? I'm just like, nope. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't feel like it's impulsively, but I feel like here is like, what we say, what we do. Like, I'm literally telling people, take that down. Don't say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's just like, it gets to a point, it's like, what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes you just gotta let people do what they're gonna do. Instead, make sure to take time to respond thoughtfully to situations rather than reacting instinctively, and ways may come to regret in the long run. I know with myself, yes. I know with myself, it's just like, when I lose my temper, it's just like, you know what I mean? Just walk away, let me freaking calm down, and then I can articulate myself, or just like not say things that I shouldn't be saying, you know what I mean? Or when I'm tired, you know what I mean? When I'm like, leave me alone, you know what I mean? Don't get in my face, because it's just going to make it worse, So I feel like it's just, like I said, that void of course time. And I feel like it's just like, maybe some people are bored, or it's just their energy. They want to burn off some energy. And it's just like, find other things to preoccupy your mind. Honestly, and your time. You know what I mean? Like, don't sit there and start picking or antagonizing or stirring the pot, or like, it's just like, find other things to do it. You know what I mean? It's just work out, go shovel some snow or something. If you live in the snow, it's like, go shovel the snow pile on a different place or something, I feel like exhaust yourself, so that way you don't, you know what I mean? You're not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing. But, I feel like it's all for the betterment, to uplift you and push you forward to a different plateau in life. You know what I mean? I feel like that next stage is here. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Friday, February 10th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Have a safe and happy weekend.